Really, cat? This is not for you to hang around. Come here, Jazz. Get off of my notebook. Ow! Lay down. Over here. uh. Quit cleaning yourself on my notebook. Stop it, Jazz. Quit trying to drink my coffee. Get off of my notebook. Lay down. Good morning. Text me later. Message me later, whatever you call it. And we'll get to the reading that you won. This will be posted later, so you can always come back to it. I'm not even starting yet. I gotta wait for a couple people to tune in. For everybody tuning in, I'm just waiting for a couple people to hop on before we get started on the discussion. I was having some issues with my cat trying to lay on my notebook. How? Stop calling me. I'm gonna do just a couple readings at the end of Twin Flame discussions, as well as somebody's gonna win a free read from this particular deck. I'm just waiting for a couple people to tune in for the discussion right now and get that underway before I start any readings. Hey, Keish. And for those of y'all that will be tuning in for the discussion, in case y'all wondering what the deck look like that I'll choose the free read for, I'm going to try to show you all the different categories while waiting for everybody to tune in. I don't know. The bad thing is the lighting in here. It's one of the categories. Like I said, at the end of the Twin Flame discussion, somebody's going to win a read from this deck. As well as I'll do maybe 3 or 4 mini reads. But not many, since I'm going to be on here with the discussion. This will give you detailed eye colors. Hey, Phoenix! They're probably all upside down, so my apologies. Just trying to give you a little example on what to look forward to for the draw for the free read at the end of this particular discussion. Well, you can see, this is probably for all y'all that, this is the Twin Flame Soulmate one. This is why it takes me so long to do the reads, because I have to, separate all this crap, shuffle it, and go through one each by each, and with my OCD butt, I have to turn around and put them back in order for the next time another read comes along instead of waiting until the read. Because if not, it drives me absolutely insane. I believe this was the deck you was asking about the other day. It's just for detail and Soulmate, Twin Flame, Soul Family, and whatever else you could possibly pull out of this deck. I'm trying to turn them upright, that way everybody can see what they consist of. Hey, Cassidy! Oh, I'm sorry, y'all. I suck with this camera shit, so just bear with me. Oh, there we go. tells you a little bit about the person that's next, I'm guessing, to be significant in your life, or whoever is now. Now y'all see why it takes me so long to shuffle through these. Try to fix these. I know the other ones were upside down. Like I said, I apologize again. I'm probably going through these a little fast. They may look backwards on y'all, and I'm not sure how it looks on that end. Thanks, Phoenix. Talk to you later. Okay, and I got these last two categories. And places of meeting, or... well, you get the idea. I'm not going to go through all of them because they're like all upside down and crap. As long as they're in the right category, that's what matters. And you have... oh, this one. They are quiche, but there are a lot of... I mean, I love the deck. It's just, it takes me so long to separate each category and shuffle, because with some of them they have 3 cards, some of them they have 20, some of them might have 5, and it's just to make sure that they're shuffled good enough. It's really hard to shuffle 3 cards, so it makes it a real pain in the ass. This one is... oh, I can't get the card back in. It doesn't want to go in. There we go. I don't know if you can see it. Twin Flame and Soulmate Oracle deck. And for those who participate in the discussion, I'm going to let one person win a free read out of this deck. Because, of course, I have to get through a lot of stuff today for the dental work tomorrow, and I'll be out of commission for a couple days. So I'm trying to get everything done as far as business-wise today. The paid, the free read that were won, or any bookings. I'm expecting to be out of commission for at least a day or two, depending on how my meds make me sleep and how they make me feel. So I guess we'll go by that. See, we got 5 people. If everybody can just let me know who's here, if y'all can say something, maybe make a dot, comment something, it doesn't matter. I just want to see who's all in here. Yeah, I'll be doing draws, a couple draws at the end of the Twin Flame discussion. Like possibly like 3 or 4 mini reads if you want to hang in there and tune in for a while. And y'all excuse me, my side may be a little bit delayed as far as receiving comments or anything, because every time we fart out here, our signal and our Wi-Fi and our internet's like, so naturally we got a little wind or whatever, so everything's like retarded. Chief, go bite your ass somewhere else. That's aggravating. And, I understand people's going to be in and out of this live, because I did pick a time where a lot of people are working. But it was the only time I can actually get through this without my kids bothering me. Reads is one thing. this I had to take notes on simply because I know what it's about and I know a lot about it, but it's really hard to put into words to where other people will understand it. So I wrote down notes that I'll probably be reading off the notepad that's put into better words to help other people understand, if that makes any sense. I mean, because I know about it, but it's hard for me myself to put into words. So the notes made it a little easier for better understanding. If y'all hear me fussing a dog about him biting his ass, I got this thing when animals licking themselves and that slobber rolling around in their mouth and biting their asses and stuff. The sound drives me up the walls. So, excuse me. Alright. I guess, being that people's going to be tuning in and out according to their work day, I guess we can go ahead and get started. I'm going to go through each of the notes that I took one by one, and I'll give some time in between to, I guess if it needs more detail to it, I'll try to put it in as best as I can, or give y'all time to ask questions about it in between. Hopefully I can word them in a way where y'all will understand. That's what made these notes very, very important. I spent days looking for the right notes to copy that can better explain it for you. Because I suck at explaining shit. Everybody knows that. I suck at it, but it's okay. It's okay. That's what the notes are for. Alright. Let's see where we're starting. Okay, so the first note I have is our twins enter our lives as the most beautiful and disturbing hurricane ever. Now, I'm going to tell you an experience I've had in regards to this phrase. In the midst of copying these notes and being a reader myself and reading people, as well as, I guess you could say, seeing how others read other people. The thing is, a lot of people believe that our twins are supposed to be very in tune as far as attitude-wise, maybe personality-wise. It's supposed to be a beautiful connection with no issues, none of this shit. They couldn't be even more far from wrong, to be honest with you. It is a beautiful relationship, don't get me wrong. But it is, however, a pain in the fucking ass too. Excuse my language, but there's no better way to put it. It's a pain in the ass. You're gonna have major disagreements that are gonna be over the top, that are gonna be stressful, that are gonna be something that feels like can't be fixed, or feels like it's spiraling out of control, but it's meant to happen within the relationship. Well, there's a lot to know about the twin flame. This is only part one. I'm going to be doing very many parts, so I'm hoping that covering the main stuff today, like the main basics with some detail, might help. So don't ever let anybody tell you that the relationship with the twin flame is supposed to be just magnetically beautiful and pulling and, I guess you could say, perfect. It's not true. It's not going to be perfect. Nothing's ever perfect. We're people just like everybody else. And it's just the issues that you have with the twin flame relationship are for the lessons. You can't have a relationship without a lesson. So I actually purposely got a twin flame read myself just to see what the reader would say. And I'm not going to throw any names out there, because I know a lot of readers actually gyp people out of their money by using twin flame as a subject. So I kind of went in my own little investigation on how they see it. And that's how she told me that twin flame relationships aren't meant to be troubled, that they're perfect. And I already knew when she started blabbing her mouth about that shit, she was way off. And I'm like, she's one of them scammers that I mention half the time about the twin flame reads. Alright, so the reunion usually starts with a strange feeling. And I said reunion because we're always in union with our twin. There is no actual separation. The reunion usually starts with a strange feeling. It seems as though we already know this person. Love develops quickly and in a deep way. A lot of times, whenever I'm doing live reads, you'll hear me correct myself a lot when I'm talking about twin flames in union. And I do that because I'm a firm believer that no matter what, we're always in union with our twin. There is no actual separation between us other than the earthly bound separations, if that makes sense. The phases, or whatever you want to call them, or however you want to refer to it as. But we're always in union, so it's really a reunion, so to speak, when we meet them in each lifetime. Just like being away for a little while, coming back, going on a trip, meeting up with each other after a couple months or something like that. That's what I mean by reunion. We're always connected to them as far as union. So to have union with your twin is impossible because you're already there. Like I said, y'all feel free to ask questions, state opinions. It's very much appreciated. I like to know what everybody else thinks about it as well. And not only me, because it gives me an idea of where people stand with the topic. A lot of people believe different things because they were brainwashed by people looking to make a quick dollar off of this topic. I've ran across a bunch of them, a ton of them. So I've seen it firsthand. And I'm jotting the little notes down as I go. The connection feels magical because it works on many dimensions. Intellectual, sexual, and spiritual. Let me just say, whenever they say sexual, I know they mention that for romantic twin flames. But I want to let everybody know, twin flames don't always incarnate as a romantic partner. I want to specify that because a lot of people got that misconception that twin flames are romantic partners. Not all the time are they, though. They can come back as a family member, as a friend, same sex, different sex, anything that they choose for that lifetime. Now, 95% of the time, they do incarnate as a romantic partner. That I won't deny, but it doesn't mean that they automatically will. And I will be going over false twin flames as well, too. By the way, I'm just going to put that out there. And a couple different dimensions of the twin flame. The phases and stuff like that. And once again, for those of y'all just tuning in, I am reading off the notes that I copied in a notebook, only because some of this stuff is very hard for me to word in a way to where other people understand besides myself. So this was easier to do. The next one, something in their stories feels surprisingly familiar. We share similar visions and expectations about life, and not the most typical or easiest ones. I know a lot of y'all who are in twin flame relations, y'all probably feel like life has been overly complicated, or things are a little bit harder for y'all than most people. And it's not by coincidence. Y'all actually pick these paths for yourselves to experience and to get a better connection, not only with yourself and your twin, but God himself, the creator. Everything we experience. I just, I go over this again and again, and I know twin flame relationships are meant to be difficult. I mean, yes, some of them luck out. They get the perfect twin flame relationship, but it takes both parties being awakened for a good, strong relationship without the issues. But it's okay. The issues are perfectly fine and they're perfectly normal. It's not a perfect relationship, regardless of where you read it, who you hear it from. I'm trying to fix to where I can see my notes. I'm sorry, you guys. Okay, let's see. Most of the time, the fairy tale transforms quickly into an intense journey of growth for both people because the relationship makes them face themselves and transform. Well, Keish, when twin flames awaken, 9 out of 10, you'll have the twin flames that you have one that's awakened and one that's not. Thus, you have the runner and chaser phase. They're not aware of what the feelings are, so they run from it. Where we have our spiritually awakened twin, it's let's see how I can explain this and make it sound easy to understand. A lot of the times, the awakened twin flame is the chaser. They understand the feelings. They know what the feelings are. They know why everything seems familiar to them and why they are drawn to that person. Whereas the runner's not awakened. They're not sure where the feelings are coming from and why they relate to this other person. So they run. They don't know what else to do. They run. They panic. And what they mean by transforming quickly into a tense journey of growth for both people, because the relationship makes them face themselves and transform, is we mirror each other and coming together in reunion, so to speak, with our twin flame. It brings up a lot of past issues, or brings up a lot of spiritual or deep issues that one or the other must come to terms with and face about themselves to awaken or to heal or to go further in their journey, and they're not ready for that. Not a lot of people are. That's basically, the same thing as saying, hey, you're a fucked up person and you don't want to hear it, so you just like, okay, I'm out. Don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear that. We're all a little messed up. We all got issues. We all have stuff that we have to fix, and some people just don't want to see that part of themselves. Now, the next part I have down is some of the things you feel within your twin relations. And it's a list of, I guess you could say, of the different feels in the order that you feel them in, usually when you're experiencing a twin relation. And the first one is shock and awe. You're not exactly sure why the feelings came on so intense and so strong and so quickly as they did. The awakened twin will figure it out pretty fast. You're just amazed at this connection. You want to keep that connection. It's brand new and it's perfect to start. The second one is rough waters. Like I said, there's no such thing as a perfect relationship. You're gonna have the issues. Twin flame, soulmate, I don't give a damn. I don't care what nobody says. You're gonna have the issues. The rough waters is when they start to realize that there's things that they gotta come to terms with that they don't want to, but they have to. Or they don't have to right away. They can run, but of course, eventually they're going to have to come to it. So it causes a little issue within the relationship. Because the awakened twin is trying to make the other one understand. The other one doesn't want to. Shut up, Chief! The third one is more so the awakened twin. I'm about to kick this dog's ass. Shut up and lay down. Now, go lay in your chair. The doormat. The problem is the awakened twin usually will let the other twin walk all over them because they don't want the connection to go away. They don't want that twin to leave, and they're already experiencing the issues that need to be faced and the things that are leading up to what could be a separation. I'm not going to say what will be, but what could be, because not all the time do twins separate. So the doormat. They're going to let the other twin walk all over them to try to keep that connection. The fourth one is desperation. And desperation is when the awakened twin desperately tries anything they can down to expressing feelings, throwing themselves at the mercy of their other twin. Anything to do what they have to do to keep that bond going. They start seeking answers. They want to know why. They get scared. They get nervous. They're losing grip of who they are, even as the awakened twin, because they're scared. They don't want to lose that connection that they know feels very right to them. And of course, we move down to soul tearing. Unbearable pain or separation. When the runner twin or the less awakened twin decides that they want to part ways, or that they want to run from the feelings and they want to do this and do that because they're not ready to answer to the things that they need to fix. That's the worst part. Well, the fun part, as I call it, for most of it. And that's because whenever your twin's away, you're going to feel a pain like you've never felt before. You're going to be miserable. You're going to be constantly thinking about them. And it's really, really hard to come back from that. It took a long time for me. And some people are a little bit different. Time varies. But it's really, really hard feeling the shake. You know, you just feel like you've been torn into two, which is you really have, but your twin's out there running around doing Lord knows what while you're over here stressed about it. Next, we got 6, denial. You want to deny that ever was part of a twin flame relation because in your mind, you're being told that twin flame relationships are different. They're perfect. They're this, they're that. They're beautiful. That's all you hear is beautiful when you hear twin flame. But that's the thing. It is a beautiful connection, like I've said before, but it doesn't come without other issues as well as anything else won't. Anything that comes into your life is bringing issues and it's bringing blessings. Both. You can't just have it one way, unfortunately. If we could, we wouldn't be sitting here on this live today or on any live for that matter, searching for answers. So denial. Typical to deny that it was ever a twin flame relationship when things seem to have went sour. But we're going to get to another part of this where we're going to be able to tell you a little bit about what false twin flames are too. 7 is my favorite one because there is no greater feeling than number 7. Acceptance, peace, and even joy. Once you learn to accept that your twin is going to do whatever they want to do at their own pace, as far as growth, as far as healing, as far as awakening, as far as realization, all that good stuff, you're going to start to get a certain peace. You're going to start to feel a little bit joy once you can accept that. And you're going to be able to live peacefully and with understanding and patience. And you're going to be able to not be so stuck on the outcome of what happens between you and your twin flame. Now, I made an extra note at the bottom here that I felt was very important. And it's when you hit number 5, which was soul-tearing, unbearable pain and separation, you hit a fork in the road. One leads to number 6, which is denial, to ever believe that it was a twin relation in the first place. And then the other leads to 7, acceptance, peace, and joy. So before I go to the next page, does anybody have any questions? Did everybody catch that? Was it a good understanding? Like I said, I copied the notes and I'm reading off of the notebook because I understand what I'm trying to say, but sometimes my words don't come out right for y'all understanding. So that's what I'm trying to do here with the notes here. It was better put into words to present to you. So if anybody has any questions or anything that they want to state in their experience to it, you're more than welcome to. The more the merrier that chime in. And if this dog does not stop crying over the dirt bike outside, the next topic we're gonna have in this particular discussion is, what are twin flame soulmates? Chief, go lay your ass in the front if you're gonna whine. Goodbye. In your chair. Sorry about that, y'all. I can't stand a dog that sits there and whines and whines and whines. He's not always like that either. Yeah, I'm coming down with another cold. I'm sorry. I apologize ahead of time. Oh, he hears that dirt bike outside and he's going ape shit. And I'm just like, shut up. You already know that's your daddy out there. I don't want to hear it. Alright, what are twin flame soulmates? Well, the problem is a lot of people get twin flame and soulmates mixed up, but I felt like this might give a better understanding as far as the twin flame soulmates and all that crap. Twin flame soulmates are two souls that have split from one light being, much like identical twin humans that have split into two beings from one egg. That's the best way to explain exactly what a twin flame is, or how they are created, or however you want to label that. And I really like that description because it was so easily put, and I'm like, damn, why don't I think of that whenever I'm trying to explain it? I can't never think of the words to say to explain that. And it was that easy. That easy. Two souls that have split from one light being, much like identical twin humans that have split into two beings from one egg. Well, whenever I'm saying twin flame soulmates, I really mean twin flame. Your situation is a twin flame. Twin flame soulmates and the twin flame is the same exact thing. It's just a different way that people word it. Some people call it twin flame. Some people call it twin flame soulmates. I don't know why I wrote it like this. Because I call them just twin flames. But there should be somewheres in here where I talked about the difference between soulmates and twin flames. And if not, I'll definitely get to that in part 2 discussion. because I don't know what the hell I wrote in these notes. I ain't even gonna lie to you. Chief, go bite your ass somewhere else. Go. Alright. And the next one is kind of a question and answer in itself. Does every light being split into twin flame soulmates or twin flames? Now, this is where a lot of people disagree. And this is also a lot of where you get tricked into spending money on reads to search for your soulmate or not your soulmate, your twin flame. Is this question right here, because everybody will sit here and tell you that every single person has got a twin flame. I don't believe that. Well, the bad thing about that is, Nicole, there is no wrong or right way to approach it. Either way, a lot of times the phases you're going to go through are going to happen regardless. Just play it like you normally would in a normal relationship. Be yourself. Let that person awaken on their own. Let that person realize in their own. Because a lot of time, the more we fish for answers or try to make them understand, the more that they're going to pull away. That's what makes it hard. And that's one part of the discussion too, about the runner chaser phase. So it's just better just to be yourself. Don't try to push the issue. Don't try to push for answers and to make them understand. All of that comes in its own time, and it makes it a little bit easier to stay connected to your twin if you're not constantly pushing a belief on them or the relation on them or whatever it may be. That way they stay around us instead of running away from us. They start to feel overwhelmed with that. So the answer to the question, does every light being split into twin flame soulmates? The answer is no. Not every light being does this. That means all them times you may have been being told that, oh, everybody's got a twin flame. Pay me, get a read. We're going to find your twin flame. We're going to figure out what your twin flame looks like. You know what? 9 out of 10, you're getting gypped. I've never believed that everybody has a twin flame. And there is no research that I've did in the whole couple years that I've studied this that proves that everyone has a twin flame. And like I said, I'm really not a firm believer in that. I have been reading relationships for the longest time, and only a couple people come across as having twin flames. It's more common to see today whenever I'm reading cards. But a lot of times it's soulmates that I'm picking up too. I really do think that nowadays a lot of readers use it as a money racketeer. And I don't like that. That's another main reason why I'm doing this discussion today. A lot of my clients will message me, oh, I gotta read. I know who my twin flame is or whatever it is. And and it's hard to tell them, not everybody has a twin flame and you just happen to be one of those people or whatever. And then they realize that they have been played. And this is another part that's coming up that a lot of people ask me as well. Why do so many people have problems with their twin flames hurting them? This question is very, very popular within people who have twin flames. They don't understand why the relationship gets complicated or why it ever has to be to where they eventually get their feelings hurt by their twin flames. But there's a reason behind all of it. It's just a matter of, I guess, coming to understand as to why all the phases in this twin flame relationship happen. Once you have acceptance of what's going on between you and your twin flame, a lot more things become clear about the relationship, including this right here. things become more known, they become more real, and you finally understand yourself as to why everything took place the way that it did. Now, the answer to the question, as far as why do so many people have problems with their twin flame hurting them? And under my note, I have sometimes it is contracted. Most of all, however, it is not intentional, but rather a result of lack of self-love, which can be manifested in many different ways, including addictions, low self-esteem, self-harm, self-sabotage, mental illness, anxiety, depression, and more. Once again, back to the same thing that you'll probably hear me say a lot. A lot of people give us this indication that our twin flames are perfect, and so is the relation. It isn't. It's not a perfect relationship. It's not going to be a perfect relationship, because even though we split at soul level, we're still human. We still have to make the life mistakes while we are here. It's not like we get put on the earth and we're like, oh, we're spiritual and we're perfect. No, it's not how things work. So sometimes you write out this contract with your twin flame. It's already written before you get here as to what's going to happen. And sometimes, like they say, it's not intentional, but rather a result of a lack of self-love, which is manifested through many different things. As they say, addiction, low self-esteem, self-harm, self-sabotage, mental illness, anxiety, depression, and more. It's a common human trait, and as long as we're here on Earth, we're going to have every earthly being trait that there is. No one is going to be perfect. And another answer to this question, which is I have experienced firsthand, a lot of times it really isn't intentional that they hurt you. They're just not, they're not common with the connection. They're not sure what to do with the connection because they're less awakened. And the only way they can try to deal with it is to deny it themselves or try to run away from it in hopes that it goes away, even sometimes as a way to prove whether it's real or fake. They leave in trying to prove this to themselves because it's just so great to start whenever it first pops off that they're not understanding why. And we get a little bit more into that as well. It'll tell you a little bit more later in the discussion as to what the runner and the chaser is thinking during the runner and chaser phase, which explains another reason as to why we end up hurt. So once again, I'm going to change the words to this one. Okay. The question is for this one, what is the twin flame union even for? Once again, if we're going to meet in a lifetime, I call it reunion because I believe we are already together in union. And this is what I got for my notes. Twins serve as a mirror to one another to show where there is an imbalance or to reflect those issues of self-esteem that need work for unconditional self-love to be achieved. That's the problem. Being earthly beings, being sent here, once we hit the earth plane, that's a wrap. We get plagued with all the life troubles, all the life depression, self-esteem issues, and everything that any one being will experience in a lifetime. And I'm sorry, all my notifications are going off like crazy. So if it sounds retarded, I'm sorry. That's that vibrating. The union is also usually a lesson in what unconditional love really is, as opposed to conditional or emotional attachments. Now, that's the thing. A lot of people confuse unconditional love with what's really conditional and emotional attachments. So that's part of why we sometimes have the runner and chaser phase too. It's not only a lesson for self-healing and all this stuff for the runner, but also a lesson for you if you were the chaser. We have to learn how to love these people, well, our twin flame, regardless of where they are, what they have done to us, where they went, how long they left us, and how bad they hurt us when they left. that means you are loving them unconditionally. You are showing them that no matter how far they go, what they are doing, you love them regardless, and you have never stopped. It doesn't matter. And what they mean by conditional love is whenever they say as opposed to, is a lot of people mistake their love as being unconditional, but the problem is unconditional love would be something that you show your kids. You love them regardless of every mistake that they make. As opposed to loving just a regular person. If you fall in love with somebody, you love them as long as it benefits you. The minute that they mess up, they're out the door, on their way, you are finished, the love dies. Or emotional attachment. Some people get an emotional dependency on other people, depending on how alone they are, depending on how much they want to be loved, because they can't accept. Some people are alone for a while and they can't accept being alone. But sometimes part of our journey means being alone. It means that we need to spend more time with ourselves, get to know ourselves, get to trust ourselves, love ourselves regardless of what the situation may be. So a lot of the time the lesson is in being alone. But they become emotionally attached to everybody who crossed their paths because they don't want to be alone. And y'all, I'm sorry, I gotta run the news and stuff. Twin flame unions, whether successful or not, help awaken and guide each half toward the path to unconditional self-love. Unconditional self-love is what is necessary in order for the collective to rise and ultimately bring and maintain peace on earth. Now, see, that's the main thing. Self-love is loving your twin. Like I said, y'all are both split in two at the core. Y'all are both one. So loving yourself is like loving your twin. It's all the same stuff. If you decide that you want to let go of your twin and accept what's going on in a relationship, and you start doing self-work and start loving yourself, this and that, and start feeling way better about yourself, the chances are, on the other end of wherever your twin is, the same thing's happening with them. I'm not saying that you always move at a similar rate, but as long as you're doing self-work, you're doing self-work in your twin. And, of course, vice versa. It works both ways. I'm a firm believer in that one. And I wrote this down the other day that popped to mind, and I think this is the perfect example of what a true twin flame couple can be recognized as. And I think y'all probably know exactly what I'm about to say when I refer to the perfect twin flame couple. I'm going to call it like I see it. I think Adam and Eve, written into the Bible, is the perfect example of what a twin flame relation or soul or whatever you want to call it is. I wrote that at the top of my notes. That way, maybe you can see what I'm talking about. Even they wasn't perfect. And let's face it, God created them first. If he can't if he created them and they wasn't perfect, there ain't no chance in hell either one of us is going to be perfect either. Now, this is the part I was telling y'all about union, as to why I call it reunion instead of union half the time, that I had wanted to go over with you guys. Only because I felt like this is very, very great to hear. As well as, then you'll see why I call it reunion union. Alright, it says, union is something that already exists as you are already one outside of all space-time and dimension. Outside of this space-time continuum, you are one. The union is already there. This doesn't end when you transcend separation and move into a more static relationship. I absolutely love that. Because it's true. Union is always there between you and your twin. There is no real separation other than earthly separation. If that makes sense. We are never really separated regardless of if we're not together or around each other in this lifetime. And I'm sorry, y'all, if I talk a little bit too fast. I have a bad habit of doing that. I'm going to read that one more again because, like I said, I really feel like that one's important to hear for a lot of people. Union is something that already exists, as you are already one outside of all space-time and dimension. Outside of this space-time continuum, you are already one. The union is there, and this doesn't end when you transcend separation and move into a more static relationship. No matter where they are or how far away they are from each other, even if they are in different dimensions, they will always find one another. This is destiny and this is love. And it's true union. Union is not a physical union, but a soul union. And it's always there. Reunion is what happens in the lifetimes. So it doesn't matter if one twin's in this dimension, you're in this dimension, y'all are already in union. It does not matter. There is nothing that takes away that union from y'all. So therefore, meeting up in a lifetime is reunion. Thus, my point. So if you ever hear me correct myself to rephrase that, that's why. Now we get to the good part, the fun part, the aggravating part. The runner and the chaser. The runner and the chaser was always, whenever I've been studying this, as long as I have, has always been what drew me in. Only because it took me a long time to understand the runner-chaser dynamic, why it had to happen. And a lot of people don't understand why the runner-chaser has to happen, or why it does happen. It doesn't have to happen. But a lot of times it does. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm catching a cold. It says here, twin flame runners are running through ego fears. Also, the chaser is full of fear, which is a dense energy and is an illusion. Therefore, it is pushing the runner away because reunion cannot happen in such a low vibration. Often the chaser twin are running from facing their pain from past abandonment issues. So that's the fun part. We don't even realize, being the chaser, that in all actuality, we are actually runners too. But we're running from something different. Twin flame runners are running through ego fears, which is having to face themselves, having to admit they were wrong or that they need self-work somewhere. Our running, that we call chasing, is actually us running from our past pains and abandonment issues. We don't want to be alone. We know where we are in life. We know exactly what we want, but we don't, like, when we find it, we can't get it out of our twin because our twin wants to run. They're not ready to grow yet. And we don't want to be, we don't want to be hurt again either. We have came to a point to where we started becoming more awakened and realizing what life's all about. And we're just ready to make the rest of it happen. Like, we done made most of it happen. Most of it's already there. The only thing that isn't there is one missing piece. And that's our twin, or that's, the love that we think that we should have, even if it's a soulmate. And a lot of people don't understand that. I believe everybody has somebody out there for them, yes. I do believe that everybody deserves love. But sometimes the best love that's out there is the love that you have for yourself. Period. It's not about being alone. It's not about past pains. The easiest way to not get hurt half the time is to be alone. But that's what that's what us as the chasers are scared of. So we're actually running from that. We're runners as well. We're running from past pains. We're running from past abandonment issues. We don't want to experience that again. It was horrible. All right. So, next one. 3 things you might not be understanding about your twin flame runner. The first one, your twin feels exactly the same as you do. That means don't ever think for a second that they don't care about you or that they're not on the same level as far as feelings as you are, because that's not true. They feel the exact same connection. They feel the exact same bond. They feel the exact same feelings. They're just not ready to deal yet. What are you doing? Oh, tape? Yeah. Try to put it to where I can see the bottom of the page. Number 2, there is nothing more than being with you in this entire world that the twin runner wants. That's the problem. They feel exactly as you do, and they want to be with you just as much as you want to be with them. The only problem is, and let me explain this as I want to explain this to somebody, because I think this makes it a little bit more understandable. Your twin flame runner that has the ego issues, the one that's dealing with all that inner shit, they don't want you to see an imperfection in them. They don't want you to see the underlying issues. They don't want you to see that in fear of ruining the relationship for good. They are scared that you are not going to care about them anymore, that you're not going to love them. So they're not running from you or the relationship. They're running from the issues because they don't want you to see that imperfection that they have. They are scared that if you see them for the true person that they are, you're going to care about them less, you're going to love them less, you're not going to want them anymore. And that's what they mean by the ego issues. It's not exactly... It is that they don't want to face themselves, but it's also that they don't want to face themselves and you see them for the true person that they really are, in aspect of having that fear. Now on to number 3. Your twin runner is in tenfold more pain than you are. And I believe they say this in terms of the reason why your twin flame runner is supposedly in more pain than you are is the fact that the chaser usually comes to acceptance a little bit faster than the other twin flame. That means after time, even though it hurts, even though it bothers us, we accept it, we understand it. Once we accept it and we come to terms that the relationship is what it is right now. And then we give them that space like we really should. We give them that space, we give them that understanding, and we start focusing on our lives, regardless if we miss them, still love them, whatever. We focus more on us and we give them that space, and we love them from afar, from a distance, and let them go on about their own life. The only problem is a twin flame runner can't do that. They're constantly thinking about why they ran, why they just couldn't do it this way, or why they couldn't do it that way, because they cannot accept themselves or accept what has happened until they can accept their inner issues that they have to work on. They're constantly having this inner issue inside with everything that they have to deal with, and it's causing frustration because they don't have that twin flame anymore to go through it with, due to their ego, due to them running, due to the chaser accepting the situation and going on about their life until it's time to see each other again. And that's okay. I mean, that's what it's going to take for your twin flame runner to grow and to awaken. And it's very, very important, if they go through this phase of running, that they understand that. Just as well as whenever we accept, and us as chasers go through the acceptance phase, it's us facing our past fear of abandonment and pain issues. So we no longer have to face that anymore because we have came to terms with it. This one was another important thing that I jotted down, and I was just telling, I believe, Nicole this earlier. How to deal with being the person who is not running. Now, Nicole, I think I was telling you this earlier, if I'm not mistaken. This is important to know. Stop chasing the runner and stop trying to get answers from them. They will only push away from you further. The more you push and push for an answer as to why they are being like they are, they're gonna push away because they're not ready to face that. They're not ready for you to see that messed up side of them in fear that you will leave, you will walk away, and they'd rather have a bond that ends on their terms that can be fixed later or come back to later than something that they fear may be destroyed for good, which is they don't understand. They don't have a clue that it's not like that. It can't be destroyed, but they don't know that because they don't know what they're experiencing. So don't push for answers, and don't keep chasing them. It's the best thing, because the more you dig, the more you're telling them, I want you now to come out with every issue you have. Fix it now. I want to see them, lay them on the table, and they feel pressured. Now I'm getting on my last 2 pages, and then, like I said, there's going to be different parts to this. There's going to be more parts. This is only part 1. What I felt was the extreme important stuff to go through today. I know everybody heard of the different dimensions when it comes to twins. The 5D, 3D, 4D, all of that. So I went ahead and I jotted down notes on that because I'm going to go ahead and touch on that topic today. 5D is a high vibration or reality, a space in consciousness which resides only in the higher vibrations of love, harmony, unity, joy, and peace. Negativity does not exist here. Jealousy and shame does not exist there. Neither does anger, blame, fear, or worry. So that's your 5D. I hope everybody caught that paragraph. Making my hand hurt later after jotting all the notes. And I understand that, Nicole, and sometimes a better way to support our twins if they are going through all these different phases is to just give them the space and accept what's going on. Give them the space. Even if it means being away from them for a little while, they always cycle back. It's okay. They're not going for good. They're going to cycle back in your life all the time. It doesn't matter. Once you find each other in a lifetime, there is no getting rid of each other. Y'all could be mad as hell as each other, married in different relationships. It doesn't matter. They are going to cycle back. So what I'm gathering from here is that 5D is the highest vibration that they have. As you could tell, a lot of them emotional issues don't exist there. They don't have to deal with that anymore. And that's okay. Like I said, everybody wants to get to that peace. Now, 3D represents our earthly life. That's on our earthly plane, dealing with our stupid earthly ass problems that we got to deal with that makes us want to pull our fucking hair out. Four D is the astral plane or psychic plane. Essentially, you're already there without any effort on your part. It is where the souls connect. This is where dreams, astral visits, and astral communication takes place. Hi, Michelle. Now that I'm going to do a little bit more research on because I understand it to a degree, but I feel like this explains it, but I feel like it could be put into words a little bit better and a little bit easier to understand. Unfortunately, I'm not good at putting shit into words so where other people can understand, because in my mind, I understand what I'm telling you, but half the time my shit sounds like gibberish to you. So that's why I took these notes. I want to make sure that there was no room for confusion. And of course, we already touched what 5D was, but we're going to do another short brief on it. It's also an astral and psychic plane, but it's a more energy. It tends to exist without our 3D human or higher 4D selves being unaware. So, this is more so just a vibrational level, a higher level, that you're unaware that you're even experiencing. For the more awakened people, I'm assuming. Because anybody who knows, who's ever dealt with a twin flame, knows that that twin flame causes you to search for answers, and a lot of time you end up seeking answers where you get drugged into another spiritual place, such as this, reads, or something like that. And you start to see life from a different angle. You start to accept different beliefs and different ways of thinking outside of the earthly realm that you live in. Which is, I think, is pretty fucking cool myself. And of course, the last page of notes that I have is what I felt was very important to touch up on too, for at least part 1 of the Twin Flame Lives, until further notice on part 2, and that's 5 powerful differences between twins and false twins. I don't think a lot of people understand the difference, because the thing is, a lot of explanations that are given to you whenever you research twin flames and false twin flames are that they are exactly like your twin flame. And they don't really give you much detail how to determine the difference between the real deal and the fake deal and whatever else. So I took notes on that, and I have the 5 powerful differences between twins and false twins. So if you hear me say twins, that means your true twin flame. Or I may refer to the false as the false ones. I might not exactly say it out. And let's hit number 1. Your twin flame will be perfectly in sync with you. They are your destiny, and you are theirs. Your false twin will appear to be your perfect mirror at the beginning until they reveal their true selves. That means they will seem just like a legit twin flame. Everything that your twin flame, your true twin gives you, is what you're going to get from your false twin flame. The only difference is when your relationship starts to get a bit cloudy and a bit hectic with your actual real twin flame, you know that it isn't over. You feel that it isn't over. You know that there's still care and there's still that connection, because they'll let you know from time to time, as well as your guides, as well as things around you, that they still care, and that, you know, this is just issues that you two need to work through on your own. When your false twin flame comes out of character, he stays out of character. There is no changing. There is no cycles to repeat, because he's not really your twin at a soul level. A lot of people that have twin flames know that the cycles, and I've said this many times before, the cycles always repeat. Once you see them in a lifetime, it's like something always reminds you of them. They're always circling back to you. You're always running into them in public, seeing their name all over, whatever it may be, or maybe hitting each other up every once in a while without thinking twice about it. Stuff like that. And the cycles repeat. Number 2. Oh shit. I'm slinging my pen all over. Sorry, you guys. Your true I can't talk anymore. Your true twin flame will cause you to grow in healthy ways. Your false twin will destroy you and cause you to self-destruct. Now, I'm not gonna say that your twin flame ain't gonna hurt your feelings. Your true twin flames is gonna hurt you when you were gonna hurt them. Y'all are people. It's going to happen. Y'all are both gonna hurt each other's feelings. But the thing is, when your true twin flame hurts your feelings and you accept what has happened within the relation and where you both are, you are gonna grow in a whole new level and in a whole new light, with a whole new self-love, with a whole new perspective to life in general. As to when your false twin flame leaves you, he's not leaving you before first, 1, breaking you down, 2, taking all your confidence, and 3, lowering your self-esteem. And he's walking out with that, and you're not gonna find peace later after they are gone like you will with your twin. Your twin, just like you're gonna do to them, is gonna make you want to be a better person, regardless of what you two have been through. So try not to confuse the two. It's really, really complicated sometimes, and it's hard to tell. But if you start practicing your self-love now and raising your vibrations, you're definitely going to be able to tell the difference. And you're going to know what's real and what isn't. Number 3, in a twin relationship, it's common for there to be a chaser and a runner, and for there to be roles, and for their roles to be reversed occasionally. However, in a false twin relationship, you're always the one doing the chasing, and the person on the other end can't be caught because they don't really exist. Now, what they're saying here is that while one person may start off the runner and the other chaser, there's a very good chance that the roles eventually will be reversed, and I'm going to tell you why. The reason why is us being the awakened twin, once we accept, we have a better acceptance than they do as far as where the relationship lies. So once we accept as to where it is, and we start to do our own thing, our own healing, our own growth, and we just love them from afar, what happens is they get a soul shock that, and their soul's telling, oh shit, I'm losing another part of myself. It's gone. Because they realize after some time that you're not chasing them anymore, and they feel like you don't care. Therefore, the tables turn and they start chasing you in fear of being left or abandoned. So it's very possible for the roles to reverse. I was saying that earlier. There's always a runner and a chaser, but in the beginning, as it was said, I don't remember where it's at to perfectly put that. Oh, here it is. Often the chaser twin is running from their past pain and facing abandonment issues, or trying not to face abandonment issues. That means really the chaser is the runner as well. They call it chaser and runner because we chase behind our twins, but we're really running from the fear of being abandoned, as well as facing more pain from abandonment and relationship issues. Now, what it's saying here is that in a twin flame relationship, there will be a runner, of course, and a chaser in this one too. But the difference is the twin flame runner cannot be caught if it's a false twin flame, because they do not exist. They're not real. They're not your real twin flame. So you're doing all this chasing and chasing and chasing, and you're going to realize in time that you're chasing for nothing. They're not coming back. They're not going to repeat that cycle. They're not going to, I'm sorry, I'm trying to stretch out, the cat's cramping my lap. They're not going to come back. They're not going to say they're sorry eventually for hurting you. They're not going to care unless it benefits them. That's a false twin flame. So they really don't exist as far as being able to be caught. It's just something that you really wish that you had half the time. So, or they put off a good image that that's what they are. So you believe it and you chase them, and you're basically just wasting time. And I'm going to tell you, like, a lot of people who ask with flames, and I don't know about you guys, but they get signs all the time from the universe. Like, for instance, my signs give me my guides give me signs when things are a little hectic, to let me know that things are going to be alright. And my sign is hearts. I'm constantly finding hearts all over. Whenever I'm super, super stressed and worried, I'll find hearts everywhere. And I'm going to have to post them hearts to my page, my business page, to where you guys can see, because they're pretty amazing. Twin flame couples will also start to get signs. A lot of time the awakened twin gets discouraged because they get tired of chasing their twin, and they feel like nothing's ever going to become of it, which is why they go in denial. And their guides will open a doorway to send them messages or some kind of sign of hope. Like, it might be repetitive numbers or something, but it's just to let you know to hang in there, to give you a little bit of strength, to let you know to do good. Number 4. With a true twin, your greater mission in this life will become clear. A false twin flame may act as a catalyst for your mission, but in order to move forward with your purpose, you'll have to let them go. That means as long as you're with your twin flame, as long as you have met your twin flame, everything becomes more something that's based for a better, higher purpose. False twin flames don't give you anything to look forward to. They try to crush that. They try to lower your vibrations. So it's definitely never the same in that category there. Even with or without your true twin being with you, you will always seek to do better after meeting them. There will never be an in between as far as going all the way back tracking. You're still gonna have issues. It's not gonna be perfect, but you want to do better. You actually have a bigger desire to do better. And of course, let's not forget lucky number 5, which is a false twin's exit from your life clears the path to your true destiny. Your true twin flame is your destiny, and union with them brings great joy, unconditional love, clarity, and not confusion. That means, should I say, in reunion with your twin, all those feelings come back and they feel great. You know exactly what it is. There's no second guessing. There's no doubts. And I don't know why I wrote this like that. That's why I got a little tongue-tied right there. Apparently I couldn't spell the other day. But when the false twin flame leaves your life, it clears that path for greater things to enter and for your true twin flame to cycle back. And it makes room to be able to continue on what you were doing. Golly, I just turned the whole room red. To continue on with your life purpose and your destiny and to find that. Tammy Lewis, I believe I read for you before, and if I remember correctly, I do think that your fiance was your twin flame. And y'all, this is just part 1. Y'all don't even understand how much more lives I'm going to have to do to catch you up on all of this. They have so much more out there to know, but my hand was hurting on taking these notes. I had a blister from taking these notes. Trying to do it in between my reads, and I didn't want to bombard y'all. Nita, I think I read for you too. I'm not sure. I'm feeling more so a soulmate. I don't think he's a twin flame. As I mentioned earlier, not everybody may have a twin flame, and that's okay. Some of you may have a twin flame, and they just might not be in this dimension currently, or in this lifetime, or whatever you want to call it. Well, Nita, the thing is, in life, we have very many soulmates. Each soulmate serves as a purpose, and a soulmate doesn't necessarily mean a romantic partner. Let me clarify that too. Just like I did earlier with the twin flame, not every lifetime is a twin flame or romantic partner. The thing about it is a lot of times, we'll have soul contracts with other people before we come here, and they turn out to be our soulmates, our very many soulmates of the lifetime, to teach us lessons, to help us to understand certain aspects about ourselves as well as everybody else. And they're all great purpose, whether the relationship ends bad or good, it doesn't matter. They're all for a good purpose. That's why I like to tell people, whenever you go through bad experiences, take the positive out of the negative from the experience, because there's always a positive side to your negative experiences, regardless. The lesson in it could be too. Um, oh, Jesus. Oh, sorry, y'all. My phone is just going hard today. Now, I don't have much time left. There's only one twin flame. Only one. That's the good thing. There is no confusion there. Now I ain't got long, so what I'm gonna do is I'm only gonna do 3 tarot reads, so please do not be upset if you were not chosen. And then after I'm done with the live, I'm gonna message somebody to get a free read from this deck. It's gonna be done via PM. Somebody who's tuned into my live from the Twin Flame Soulmate deck. And I also want to let everybody know that this particular deck, reads from this deck, is now available for purchase. You can message me for info if you want to read from the Twin Flame Soulmate deck, which will explain details as to what your soulmate and your twin flame look like, or where you may find them, or some stuff about them to help you figure out who these people are. But they are, reads from this deck are available for purchase. Whoever's going to be the winner of this, I will PM after, the live. I'm going to do the 3 free reads, for the end. And then I have, 2 to do later, so I don't know if she's still here. Philomena, you still here? I know you had asked me up there somewhere for a reading. And I will, after I choose these 3, I will start making plans for the part 2 discussion. I might not set a date until next week. But just be on the lookout, you guys. If y'all don't follow the page yet, follow the page. I'll be posting a later date for putting more information out there. Alright, Michelle, I guess I'll take a look at you because I'm not getting a response from, her. Is it going? I need to get orders from my daughter before it gets better. And I don't remember quite offhand, Michelle, but is this the same one that I read the other day? So, the good news is this. First, they want to talk about the boyfriend. He's a little beside himself. He's being a little dick right now, or could be. Says that, he's very standoffish these days, and I guess it's because he can't keep tabs on what she's doing. But, it's saying expect some change within the next, 3 weeks to 3 months, 3 months being tops. It looks as though things are going to start taking a different turn, and don't get me wrong, things are subject to change. Everybody has free will. It's always okay to check back, after a couple weeks, in regards to a situation, but so far, it's saying that things are going to change. Something's taking a change, because I see her celebrating, and he's nowhere in the cards, as far as what this pertains to. For some reason, I don't know, but it's almost like I feel like there's going to be a separation between the two of them. But there is a celebration coming. There's going to be reason for her to feel better. for her to celebrate, to rejoice. She's going to be in lighter spirit. And it's saying give it 3 weeks to 3 months tops. And I hope this helps. I would love to talk to you some more later, Michelle. Maybe you can enlighten me about... I don't want to do it over the line, naturally. Maybe you could tell me a little bit about what you mean whenever you said something big happened, because I don't know. I really don't think that this relationship is going to stay together. I've been getting that. Like, I was always getting that. And I don't know if that's what you mean is in regards to the relationship, but... It's definitely gonna show things are getting better though, Michelle. Don't stress. 3 weeks, 3 months. I wouldn't worry too much. Nita, I definitely can I have your partner's name, please? And I'm gonna do one more after Nita, then I really have to hop off. Y'all don't forget this deck is available to purchase reads. Y'all can message me to book this. I think it's a great deck. It tires me separating and shit. I get so worn out. I'm doing one more mini read after this because I only offered to do 3. And then I'm hopping off live.
Still card now, and I gotta make some noise right outside this window, so I'm ready to be done.
Looks like you guys are both focusing on money and trying to fix finances or trying to keep finances up there, because you see y'all both holding coins, which is pretty cool. Now, Nita, let me bring this to your attention. It seems as though there's 2 people surrounding your partner that need to be put to pass. They need to be let go of. I don't feel like they're beneficial to the relationship between the 2 of you. I feel like they cause more of a disturbance than what they do peace. They're not peacemakers as they present themselves to be. But the thing is, it does show you to have the ability to get past any issues that come about, because it's showing a bond that, and an understanding, even though y'all may fight or whatever, it's showing an understanding that the cards are telling me that there's nothing that you 2 can't work past. It shows that they have storm clouds in the relationship. They have things that are going on. But it shows that y'all also always come past it. Y'all always move past that. I don't think it's somebody that he's cheating with. I'm not getting that. I really feel it's people close to him, because he seems really agitated that these people have done him like they have done him. Like, try to interfere within this relationship. It's saying here that there's nothing that you 2 can't get past together. So you definitely have a really, really good, strong understanding of each other, even if y'all do argue and fight. No, but the people is really, really close to him, so I'd have to agree with saying that it would be family. I would definitely try to get more information on that. See who's talking to him. See who he's been in contact with. Alright, Jenny, I'm going to take you as my last read, because I don't know where old girl is. And then I'm going to choose the winner after I hop off a live via Messenger for the Twin Flame Soulmate deck reading. Like I said, you can always PM me to purchase. Get details on where and how and when and what your twin flame or soulmate may look like. Well, Jenny, this is the thing. You're very welcome, and I hope to see you guys that have tuned in also as well for the next part 2 of this discussion. It seems as though right now, Jenny, he's not focusing on the potential of what you two could have. It's saying that he's too focused on other stuff. Which is, it's kind of expected if you're trying to renew a relationship that you already had before that has not worked out. It's very, very common. It's almost like he's expecting things to get out of hand and get out of control again. So he's not really focusing on the relationship itself, but what's around him and what else there is for him to do, such as work or whatever it may be. It does say if you give this man some time, though, he will come around, the wrongs will be righted, and you two will be able to move forward. It just takes a lot of patience from your part. You can't expect things to go back how they were overnight when you guys have already separated. See, what couples don't realize, it doesn't matter what you did to each other. The point of breaking trust that can't really be fixed right away, the hardest trust, is once you leave that person. It makes it a little more difficult. Now, I hope to catch you guys next Twin Flame chat. Hopefully, I'll be able to do a live, more live mini read soon. After I'm back up and feeling better. Once again, don't forget this deck is up for read purchases, and check your inbox because I will be inboxing somebody to book a free read for this deck. And I'll catch you guys at another time, and thanks for tuning in.